Okay. Let's go. Let's do this today. Let's just put it on me for now. That's fine. Whatever works. We're currently waiting on 2 players right now to get in. They have not shown up yet. It is pretty much 6 o'clock, so I'm just waiting for them to get in here. Today we're only having 4 players for Session 5. 2 players are not able to show up at all for Session 5. One of them doesn't feel good, and the other one is in the middle of doing college prep stuff, so I'm not going to force them to be in the stream if they don't either feel good or if they have to do college prep stuff. Plus, on top of that, we're not doing any enemy engaging or anything today, so with that being said, they don't necessarily need to be here if they don't want to be here, so I'm not going to force them to be here. I have to do today's session for sure, because today's session links into me figuring out how to build out the dungeon for the next session. So this means that next week we will have off because I have to have prep time to build the dungeon. So we're just waiting on Tim. We're waiting on Shaman at this point in time. I don't want to wait here forever. There's Tim. Hello, Tim.
Hello.
How goes it?
Finally, about damn time.
Yep.
Does that answer your question?
Yeah, it's been a long couple of weeks for myself as well, so.
Oh yeah, my 2E rule book arrived.
Nice. And?
Oh, there's lots of interesting things in it.
Nice.
I have a feeling I'm going to be writing stuff down a lot today, ain't I?
I can't tell you what you can write down and what you can't write down.
Oh, I just write down everything that I think is important.
Uh-huh.
So everything?
Uh-huh. Yeah. I know you'll be writing stuff down for sure, but you should be writing stuff down as we go.
Imagine...
We're just waiting on Ren. I don't know where, well, Shaman. I know Shaman said they gotta get their, book, notes, because they were packing up and didn't get it out in time. But I don't know how long that's gonna be.
Meantime, I'm playing with my notes.
Everyone did their level up, right? Oh, hey, Shaw. The most important thing I saw was that about Pathfinder 2E is that races get their own HP. So you get your racial HP plus your class HP at the start.
Oh, interesting.
Also, you always get max HP. You don't have to roll for your HP on level up.
Oh, so they just kind of just get rid of that RNG factor.
Yeah, so you don't get HP screwed.
That makes sense. Is there any downsides to any of that stuff at all, or no?
Nope. Only pluses. Only quality of life changes.
So that probably makes it...
It makes it easier. It makes it less likely that your level 1 players get one-shotted by a stray crit. Because crits only do double damage unless you have modifiers to your crit modifier. Because all crits do double damage.
Yep.
Only.
Yep.
So, yeah, it looks nice.
That's good. I always like to hear good QOL. So.
Looks like the main thing I need to do on my character sheet is probably the skill point, so that's gonna be about it.
Mm-hmm. Just waiting on one last person to get this started. Today's gonna be a good day. I want to try that for work. Get the hell out of here. Just go to basic. Docs home. Did I title document? Is it this one? Yes. Just to remind myself on some of the names, because I did mention some names. I think, Justin, when you brought up the Great Axe to try to sell at the markets, was the name of the gladiator mentioned during that engagement?
Yes, I think it was Smear?
It was Smear.
Smear. And the shop owner's name is Remland, right?
It's Sumner.
Simner?
Simner, yeah.
Simner, okay.
Okay. I just want to make sure that's the name that I was mentioning and putting in my notes.
Simner. It's a weird ass name.
And then there was one new one. Okay. Ren in here yet?
Nope.
Oh, God. Where's my dice at? Where are the rest of my dice at? Okay. Wherever they are. I guess we can get started with one thing first here really quick, because I gotta wait for Shaman to be able to start the actual session, because as you guys all know, Shaman is the oracle with prophecies and stuff, so I have to actually conduct the prophecy things with Shaman before the actual session starts. But what I can do for now is I can have each one of you guys roll something. So we'll start with Justin.
Yeah.
I'll have you roll a d8 for me, please.
God damn it.
You're bad.
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay. Tim, can I have you roll a d100 for me, please?
A D100?
Now this roll must be important for something.
Sure. Hopefully something fun.
Hopefully.
$93.
93.
Yep.
Okay.
Cherry and lime green so good.
Abby, can I have you go ahead and roll a d100 for me, please?
Did Abby die?
Oh, mic's not working. Yep.
74. Okay. So that one's going to dictate a random event that's going to happen sometime between city, you being in the town, or you going to the dungeon, or being in the dungeon. Cool.
Sounds fun. Welcome.
Ren is here. Ren, now that you're here.
Hi.
Hello. I also want you to roll me a D100.
A D100? Do you want me to tell you the result?
Please.
86.
86? Okay.
Mm-hmm. 86.
Okay. Alright. Is everyone ready?
Let me just get into the Roll20.
Let me write down those numbers really quickly here, so this way we have them all set. This is going to be rolls. The rolls specifically that I had you guys do were dictating random events and changes to what's going to happen for the day. So,
Okay. Makes you wonder if 3 was bad.
Tim's was 93, correct?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Justin's, yours was 3, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Random event 1. You said 74, right?
Uh, 74 is... Right. Abby's mic isn't working. Let's go.
Yep. Okay. And then, Shaman, you said yours was 86?
86. 86.
Okay. Random event number 2, 86. Alright. I have to write those down so I know when and how this is going to happen. Perfect.
It's terrifying.
Oh no, don't be. It can't be that bad.
That makes me even more terrified just by you saying that. God damn it. Stop.
Don't be. It's honestly not that bad. I could have had a lot more people roll for me if I wanted to, but it's just 4 people today, so. Alright.
So, is Mika gonna come in later on, or is Mika just
Mika, I don't know if Mika's gonna show up at all. We're going to come to the conclusion or assumption that Mika is... Based upon how it's working, we're gonna come to the conclusion that Mika's not gonna show up. I have already stated that if you're not gonna show up at the beginning, you might as well not show up in the middle of it, because it just... For progressional play, I don't know where everyone is going to be at by the time Mika shows up. So I don't want Mika to just, like, randomly barge into something that I'm like, in the middle of something with. And it just doesn't make sense for a time-wise thing. So it would be more better for Mika to not be here today. And I told them that they're okay to, you know, take a day off if they don't want to be here. If they really don't. Okay. As for Bips is also in the same situation. If they don't want to be here either, they don't have to be. This session is not necessarily a heavy campaign fighting session. What you're gaining from this session is information, which is in total information experience for everyone as a party. So if you give this information to someone in the party, it's like they're going to get the experience for it anyways. So I'm not too worried about having everyone here. The main thing about this one is just getting information out so you guys can have more info on the world and understand what's going on. So I am making a quick change to something here. I think I've already told Shaman exactly what it is, but I'm going to DM Shaman really quickly about this change to their character, so this way they know what's going on. I think we'll continue right afterwards. So.
Oh, fuck. I didn't totally forget to level up my character or anything. Shouldn't matter
That's
too
fine.
much.
We're not going into battle or anything.
Today should be it's fine.
I mean, it's not like an absolute necessity, unless if you're going to be rolling stats that you really needed to have the stats for. But
nah.
Fine, just save up levels anyway. Just spend it all one time.
I'm not gonna worry too much about it. Yeah, no, my freaking internet thing couldn't have come at a worse time, bro. Jesus.
Very unfortunate.
Oh well, I'll have it back. I'll have it back by next week, hopefully. Provided frickin' Virgin Media doesn't cancel the installation again. Fucking A, we were meant to have it installed like on the 24th, and they got to the 24th, the engineer showed up, and he was like, no, we're gonna come back and we're gonna do it on the fucking 6th of February.
You're telling me he showed up and did nothing?
Yeah, pretty much.
That is dumb.
all right, Shaman, go ahead and read that.
Yeah.
You're keeping that to yourself. I think that's what's important about this. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. Let's continue. So last session, I believe you guys left the little crazy town that you guys were in as fast as you possibly could. You didn't want to be there. I get you. And you guys immediately ran to, well, not ran. You guys were on a caravan, essentially, with Zov, and you guys went to Lasgard, in which where you were able to communicate with some of the townsfolk there. You managed to realize that there was someone in your party that needed to do a quote-unquote purification, because you wanted the town to think that this person was, well, we didn't know if that person was bad, who was Zook, and because he didn't look the part of the town like a normal person from this area would look. And so, because of that, you guys sent him to the church. You guys did this purification. Obviously, the church guy was kind of dementiated and didn't know what the hell he was doing, but Zook managed to convince him that he did his thing and did what he needed to do, and did the stuff, got the good boy badge, and walked off. Zook managed to walk away from you guys and went to the bar where he had a couple conversational drinks, drank a little bit too much, had a party, whereas the rest of the team kind of broke off and went towards the marketplace. From the marketplace, you guys branched off once again. Ren, you decided to head over to the Wizard's Tower, or the Wizard's Guild, to speak with a specific individual there. That specific individual was Jeweler Smith Patty. And they gave you information about how you can be able to find your rings from there. While you're in the middle of that conversation, the rest of the party was communicating with Merchant Remland about buying stuff randomly from there. In the midst of all of that, essentially, Remland saw the great axe of one of the great gladiators, named Sumner. And mentioned to you that you should probably be taking that to the king, because it seems like it's very important for the king to know about the gladiator from that axe. So this way you can give the king more information. From there, you guys met up back again at the statue. You guys were walking south once again. As you were walking south, you heard a bunch of crazy laughter and fun coming from the tavern as you guys walked to the tavern, enjoyed the night stay as Zook was able to get you guys rooms to sleep. You guys did sleep that night and managed to pretty much just sleep all the night through. No issues. Before I get into this session, I do want to make a couple of changes on the map. I didn't actually change the map. I only I've messed up on a couple of locations on the map, and I want to kind of clarify those locations for you guys. I think most of them were correct in a sense of the basics. So obviously this is the Artist Guild. This right here is going to be your who is not in Roll20 right now.
I think Abby.
Hello, Agent Scruffy. How's it going, buddy? Let me go ahead and swap this here to game board. I'll wait for Abby to get into Roll20. Should be getting into Roll20. There we go. All right. Yeah, so the Artist Guild. This is the Artist Guild right here. I did go over this with Ben yesterday because I did make that mistake yesterday. Or last session that we were in. So, Artist Guild here. This right here is the church. This is also a smaller church. This church, however, is actually built for the king. This is the small church that they're able to go to and be there with the king. The king actually goes to this church and goes up on the podium and talks and speaks as well. So this is his location that he goes to kind of communicate and talk with the town as a township. And this is his safe haven outside of the castle walls to be able to do that. So this is a church slash essentially a hall that people can go to if they need to speak with the king without going into his main quarters. Then you have this location, which I actually messed up on. This is actually a theater. It was supposed to be a theater. It's a very miniature theater. This is actually just built for the town itself for enjoyment purposes and just regular theatrics. Then this one over here on this side is another theater, but this one is supposed to be for dictating the battles that happen in the arena and all of the greats and glories that have happened there. It's also a hall of fame in a sense for everyone that has been a part of the theater or the arena itself. A couple of other ones that I messed up on: Warriors Guild, Mages Guild, and this is a regular Adventurers Guild specifically built around the idea of the arena. This place located right down here is another Adventurers Guild, but this one's your general Adventurers Guild. Everything else up here is pretty straightforward. This one right here is a Thieves Guild. This right here is Herbalist. This one right here is Alchemy, because you guys were around that location to see. Any questions?
Nope.
That's cool.
Okay.
What are all the labels? Do we have labels for those?
I have not built labels for them yet. I will be probably building labels for them sooner or later, just because I don't want people to mess up on what they are. So
I already forgot what half of them are.
I know. It's a big town. So I get it. If you just need a rewrite or re-knowledge of what each piece is on the town, just let me know and ping it, and I'll tell you what it is again. So as long as you are close enough to the location for me to tell you what it is. If you're let's say if you're all the way up here at the statue, right, and you're asking what this place is, I'm going to be you have no clue. You're not close enough.
Well, that's the lumber mill.
If you can assume it's the lumber mill. Based upon a top-down section, yes. Okay. Are you guys ready?
Ready.
All right. So, all of you guys are sleeping?
Mm-hmm.
Ren, you do have 2 dreams. You're sitting there looking out, and you notice that you feel like you're disembodied. You feel like you're not there, but you are there. You feel like you can't feel yourself as you try to feel for yourself, and it's just like your hand motion and gestures are kind of moving through you, almost like a mist, as you're seeing around you darkness and blank space. As you're looking, you notice in the distance a scene a scene familiar to you, but ever so distant. You look and you see a female laying there, crying in fear. What do you do?
Obviously, Ren would not be in touch with their body, but the first instinct that they would try to do is approach, calling out, almost reaching out with an arm that they don't have or feel, in a desperate attempt to get over there.
Okay. So, as you reach out and you slowly go forward, you notice the apparition of your hand slowly fade in as you see your hand itself turning back into what you're used to knowing. And you see this darkness slowly going up your arm. And as you start walking closer and closer, you notice that your body is now becoming whole again as you start getting closer. And you notice that as you do get closer, you see the person on the ground is someone very familiar to you.
I think at first, Ren would probably just be stunned and stare, immediately recognizing who this was and making no mistake over that fact. And the first thing they would feel would be, well, regret. And at first, I feel like they would turn away almost as though they didn't want to face what was in front of them.
Okay. So as you are scared, the voice calls out, Ren, is that you?
Who's there?
It's me.
Lilith?
Yes,
Where are you?
I'm right here. As she slowly looks up, you see her face in full. She's putting her hand out to grab you and hold to you.
I didn't know you were... I was so worried about you. Where were you?
I don't know. I wish I could tell you. I'm so scared.
But Lilith, you're with me now. There's nothing to worry about
As soon
anymore.
as you say that, immediately from the left side, something comes over and tackles you and pushes you away. And as soon as you do, you look over and you see a glimpse of your father as you fall to the ground, hit the ground, and everything turns to black immediately. Immediately. From there, you're immediately stunned, scared, as you look out, and you notice another glimpse. Once again, being in this disembodied, figurative location. You notice a very, also, familiar person. A woodcarver. Carving what seems to be like clubs. You hear this person whistling to himself. You hear like the scraping of what seems to sound like wood shavings coming off of this club. And then you hear a voice. This will be perfect for the shop. Yes, very perfect. As he's about to put it up, you notice from the shelf, everything on the shelf immediately shakes and rattles very slowly. And you see the guy looking at his shelf going, that's strange. As the guy then turns around and looks and sees what's behind him, unsure of what's going on, you see this immediate fear drop from his face. Instant dread. Immediately scared. He looks at the thing that he's now seeing at, and he says, who are you? What are you doing here? You're not supposed to be in my shop this late. I need you to leave. And as soon as he does, you hear this immediate, loud, screeching, almost very high-pitched sound. You immediately wake up from that sound.
Hello? Ren would
You hear
turn
no one
around
around you.
and look all around them, see if there is anyone in the room with them, but...
From your perspective, currently you're in what looks to be a room, all alone. It looks like there's only one bed. It is dark, so you're not able to see everything around you.
Ren would probably rise to their feet and probably immediately, with great haste and speed, scramble towards whatever they believed they could make out as a door. Upon doing so, they would quickly open the door and, well, run into the hallways senselessly, and instinctively they would, out of fear, probably bang against the door directly next to them, the first one that they found.
Okay.
Quite hastily and...
Okay. So as you do that, you immediately stumble about because it's very hard for you to see, but you do manage to get to a door and you open it up. And as you're looking around from where you're located, you notice that you're in what seems to be like a corridor. You do see a set of stairs that are down the hallway from this corridor to your right, and you manage to then run down the hallway, I'm assuming, and you're knocking on the first door, I'm assuming, to your right.
Yeah, just the first one I come into.
Okay. Thorin, as you're sleeping, all of a sudden you start randomly hearing this knocking that's going on your door, pretty fast-paced and heavily.
Thorin gets up, opens the door.
Hello?
What the hell are you doing?
At this point, Ren would probably sort of come to their senses a little and well, I guess maybe realize somewhat what was going on. Thorin?
Are you okay?
Yeah. Where am I?
We're in the tavern. We're in all of our rooms.
Does that mean... Well, what about Bips and Crouton and the Bard? What?
They should all be in the rooms as well.
Oh, I'm.
Are you sure you're okay?
No. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Come on in. Sit down.
Sure. I don't know what came over me. I think I had another bad dream.
Well, I am sorry to hear that. Can you tell me what the dream's about?
I don't remember. Ren would say, lying.
All right. Well, I'm just glad you're okay.
Yeah.
Or at least better.
Ren would probably nod along, not really saying what was on their mind, though they found it hard to agree that, well, they were in a better place from their dream. At least one point or another.
Okay. At this point in time, we're going to come to the assumption that both Adelbax and Rhyme did hear some commotion going on outside with the knocking. They probably did hear this. So if you guys are interested in wanting to join in, you guys can. But hopefully Rhyme has fixed their mic by this point.
Yes.
Yes, you did. Okay.
I charged my headphones just a little bit, so hopefully they don't die on me.
Perfect.
Out of character, you guys can join at any time, by the way.
Okay.
That's what I was trying to say.
Rem's gonna drag herself out of bed and like step into the hallway like, what was going on?
Okay.
And, like look around.
As you do that, you are actually on the left side of the location. You are directly across the door from Thorin.
I guess Rem's gonna go knock on Thorin's door.
Okay.
Opens the door. Oh, hello.
What was that banging I heard? Someone banging on your door?
That would be Ren.
Yeah. Sorry.
It's fine. I was already awake, you know.
Apparently they had a bad dream.
Adelbax appears in the doorway behind Rhyme, holding his axe. Like, was it a thief?
No, it wasn't a thief. Thankfully.
Yes.
Ren would keep suspiciously quiet.
Is everything all right with you guys?
Everything is just fine. I got it handled.
At this point, Ren is still probably breathing kinda heavily and, while not being very subtle about the fact that they're in a state, but they would probably turn away, trying not to show their face.
Rem's like... Oh, continue, sorry.
No, it's fine.
Rem's like, are you sure he's okay?
I mean, he said he was okay.
Let's go back to the drawing board here. I do want to make sure that Ren is okay with this. It's actually they. Just want to make sure.
They. Sorry. They seem like they're okay.
Yeah, I'm fine. Don't worry about it. It's over now.
All right.
Okay. Does anyone want to make any actions? Obviously, everyone is awake at this point in time.
Ren would probably rise to their feet and, I guess, probably take a deep breath in and out, sort of stretching with the motion and, well, I guess trying to walk off their nerves. Man, I'm really sorry. This isn't like me. I promise. It's not.
You're okay. It happens to everyone every once in a while.
All right, try not to die, Rhyme.
I got a cat take halfway down my throat, dear God.
Oh,
Get off me.
kitty hair.
Trying to kill me with their tail.
At this point in time, you hear some commotion coming down from the hallway. Not really, it's more of like an abrupt sound. Is there anyone in the hallway right now?
Adelbax is.
So
Adelbax in the doorway.
So based upon where you're looking at, because you're kind of looking towards the room, you look to your left where you do see the stairway that's going up, and you see what seems to be like the bartender. himself coming down from the walkway, walking down, and he's going up to you guys, and he's like, "Oh, is everyone okay? I heard some rackets."
Saddleback's nods. There is no problem.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure I was over in my area, clearing up for the night. Still, I gotta get ready for the next day. I sleep during the day, and I just want to make sure everything was doing good.
Yeah, it was a bad dream. I'm sorry.
It happens every once in a while. It's all good. Just know you're safe here.
I guess.
It's probably gonna be a long day for you adventurers. I'm just gonna get back to cleaning up, and I'll let you guys do what you need to do. Make sure you clean up after yourselves, though. I don't want messy rooms. I had someone leave early, and I don't think he cleaned up after himself.
That's annoying.
Just make sure you check his room. It's right over here on the right. As he points to the door, literally the next door down from where Thorin's room is.
Alright, we'll make sure to do that before we leave.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks for checking in.
That's what I do. I mean, I work here. I don't want people getting hurt. He kind of just nods at Adelbach's and is in a thank you kind of notion. And then he turns around and starts walking back down the hallway again.
Alright, guess we should check the room.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thorin walks out of his room, goes to the next door over, tries to open it.
I don't know if it's completely evident by the dark or whatever, but I just want to point out that Ren is still wearing literally everything that they were wearing yesterday. They did not change to get to bed. I just want to point that out.
Okay. Is this from like the last time that we? Is this from like the last session that we did with Tim and them? Where we...
Man, I just feel like this is significant because, well, okay, it just is. I don't know if anyone else is wearing any like nighty type shit, that tighty whities. I don't know. I'm freaking just making sure.
I mean, people gotta get comfortable when they sleep. You know, I don't know what people do. I don't know if Adelbach's. I don't know if
fluffy coat.
I honestly don't know if Adelbach's literally sleeps on his mom's axe the entire time. I don't know.
Oh, he keeps it nearby.
Oh, okay.
You never know when someone's
See?
gonna lop to and he needs to lop some heads off.
Exactly.
I just
See?
hope that no one sleeps in the nude.
Oh yeah,
Ren's nude under the coat.
Adelbach's is here with his whole cock out.
This full-on cock's a flopping, bro.
Damn.
Oh, that's great. So
This is Ram Ranch.
who's the one that went over to the door and opened it?
I'd be the one.
Okay. So as you go over to the door and you jiggle the lock, you notice that the lock, it is unlocked, and you just open up the door. And from what it looks like on the inside, you do notice a couple of things that are very, very distinguishedly odd. First thing being, the candle is completely singed. That is not normal to what you would expect. And you do notice that there is only very slightly some burn marks on the bedspread.
The hell happened in here? Goes closer to the bed, looks at the bed sheets a little more.
Okay. Perception check.
Is that a D20? What is that?
Yep.
Oh, shit.
What'd you get?
Oh wow, look at that.
Got 20.
Oh my gosh.
Nat 20, let's go.
All right. Yeah. And what is your perception skill level?
Oh, shit, my mouse just fell. That would be in the... that in main or is that in inventory? What is?
It should be under skills.
There we go. It says 5.
Okay, so you rolled a 25.
Total is 5.
So you take a look around the room. You do notice that there's a lot more burn marks than what you actually expected to see than what the normal is. It seems like from the burn marks themselves that it did come from somebody just having a good time in the room, not necessarily from what you would assume is not like in a sexual, pleasureful way. But it looks like someone was like casting some sort of spells of some sort and was kind of like just flicking off like some random spells of some sort, like maybe sparks or whatnot, and just having a blast or something last night that you weren't really aware of. You weren't able to even hear it, which was fairly impressive. But it seems like there was more burn marks on some of the dresser. There were some burn marks that were on the sheets, and there was also a couple burn marks on the table.
Yeah. That's a lot of burn marks.
Yes.
Adelback should get inside.
Adelback comes into the room. He's like,
Can you explain this to me?
looks to me like some stuff was lit on fire by somebody.
You happen to know who was in this room?
I do not believe I saw who entered it.
I don't either.
At this point, Ren would poke their head in the doorway and look in the room and would say, "Holy crap! This is the kind of thing they have to clean up on a daily basis." What happened here?
That I don't know.
I wonder if they left anything behind.
If they had a nightmare, my bad dream ain't got shit on this.
Technically, you did roll that perception 20. So, underneath the bedspread, you do see some boots that were left there underneath the bedspread. Let me pull up some stuff here because I am not 100% on what they would have left in the room. So give me 1 second here.
Whoever did that, that's loud. Tim, I'm gonna kill you.
What?
You're dropping your dice down and it's really, really loud.
You do also notice that there are a couple of darts that are left on the table as well. And
Darts?
on top of that, there is some coins on the table.
Oh.
Thorn goes down, looks at the boots.
Ren would be more drawn to the more intact features of the room. Is there any furniture or anything that I should be particularly drawn to, or, well, I guess just major pieces of furniture within the room?
So the major pieces of furniture that are in the room is there's a dresser, there is a table with a candle on top of it that is completely singed. There's the bed, and then there is a chair, and that's about it when it comes to the rooms. The rooms are very, very basic.
Okay.
So-
do you wanna go first?
You can go.
Yeah. Okay. So, Adelbax inspects the burn marks, crouches down and inspects the burn marks, looking to see if they suggest a direction of any kind.
Are you able to detect magic?
Oh no, he's just inspecting the burn marks.
Okay. So if
He's looking to see if they're pointed in a direction.
It seems like the burn marks. I'm not gonna have you roll perception on that because you guys rolled a 20 perception. It seems like based upon the burn marks that are there, it looks like they're random. It doesn't look very precise or in a specific direction of some sort that is needed. It kind of looks like they would just be placed there at random locations. There's no sign of like a connectivity or real reason behind these burn marks and why they're there.
While Adelbax is inspecting that, Ren would look at the candle briefly and think to themselves, well, I guess kind of speaking out loud in a quiet sort of volume. Maybe they used the candle? After that, they would be drawn to the drawer and probably look in the dresser.
Okay.
If it's not already open.
It's not.
Yes, I would like to open the dresser.
Okay. So you go ahead and open the dresser, and you notice that there is, inside the dresser, just a pair of clothes. It seems like there is, like, nightwear that is available in there. You do notice that none of the clothes in the dresser are burnt, based upon perspective feeling. This whole entire little bit is going to be based upon the nat 20 that is done. So, just so you're aware. Unless if someone uses some other skill. Yeah, it just seems like there's a whole entire line of clothes per se. There's a shirt, there's pants, there's boots that are available in there. There's a pair of bed sheets, so this way they can switch out the bed sheets that are in there. And it seems like there's also some like nightgowns and also male night garments as well located in there. And it looks like none of it was even moved or used.
Would it be possible for me to determine, I guess, both sort of like the class or wealth of the clothing, as well as maybe like sort of like the style?
Commoner.
Okay.
We'll just say commoner. Nothing special.
All right.
It looks like they're basic clothes that you would probably see in as like handouts for the tavern for the night if you needed to have extra set of clothes that are not available.
Okay. Well, in that case, Ren would probably think nothing of it and turn to watch, I guess, Adelbax in his investigation.
Okay. I gave you guys a little hint too by saying if anyone wants to use detect magic.
I was gonna say, how would you like to use detect magic on the room?
Sure. Go ahead and roll your d20.
So 18 plus.
So you notice that there is a magical aura in the room. This magical aura, it seems to be stemming from a ability. This ability is specifically Spark.
Okay. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what to do next.
Have you guys figured out whose room this is?
I'm assuming it's... What's his name? Zook's room, I'm assuming.
Okay.
What's the spark in the party?
So do we have any clue?
So the caster's spell was spark.
Probably somebody really inexperienced. But it could be anyone. A spell of that caliber could really be anyone.
The funny part is, in yesterday's session, I just want to mention, the person in question, which you guys are right, it is Zook. That's his room. This is. It made it more difficult for you guys because they didn't even leave a message. They have access to message spell, and he didn't leave a message for you guys like, "Hey, I'm leaving. Goodbye. I'll be back later" or something. He just
Great.
yeah. So, yeah, it is Zook's room.
Okay, I'm glad I got that right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, what do you guys want to do?
Well, I guess you did ask us to clean up after all, so I'm gonna start cleaning up a little bit.
How do we clean this?
Throw away the sheets.
Yeah?
That's about it. And then
Okay.
when Zook gets back, I'm gonna yell at him.
Zook?
Good old Zook. So
Yeah,
you guys start working on the room a little bit. I think the only thing that you guys really can do is kind of move the candle out of the way, so this way the bar can put in a new candle for the thing. And you take some of the sheets off. You then go into the cupboard where a bunch of other sheets are in there, and you kind of like lay out the new sheets. And then you take the old sheets, kind of crumple them up, and like hide them in your backpack, one of your guys' backpacks, so you can throw it out later. And as you do this, you hear some footsteps walking down the corridor again, and popping around the corner of the room, you see the barkeep. And he looks in, he goes, "What the hell? What happened in here?"
I don't know.
Oh, was this that damn Ifrit?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
They always have a little too much fun at night. Well, one of you guys are gonna have to pay for the damage.
How much is this going to cost?
I'll be nice on you guys. It's probably only 15 pence.
Let me see how much gold I have.
How much is 15 pence?
It's 15 gold.
E.
Are we sure he didn't get anything from that weird town?
You guys didn't explore it enough.
Yeah, I'm
You only
glad I
got
didn't.
one good piece of information out of that town.
All right, I guess I'll give the bartender 15 gold.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. The damage seems like it's fine. We'll just take it to the carpenters and have them fix it up.
Thank you. He owes me. All right.
No problem. And, speaking of which, you probably don't have to worry about your other rooms, unfortunately. But if that guy stays here again, I'm going to make sure he gets this room, because what more is he going to do? Damage it? You guys already paid the damage fee at this point.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, I heard the king is requesting an audience here pretty soon. Maybe you guys need to talk with him.
Yeah, that we should probably go.
What about Zolf? Do we know if he's kicking around?
We should still be in the tavern to the left of the gate. Or the place to the left of the gate.
Whose background sound is that?
That is Tim.
Tim, you got a fan. This is YouTube, not OnlyFans. You want to turn that off?
How about now?
This is a little better.
How about now?
Good.
That's yeah. It's silent now, which is perfect.
Okay, I think I bumped my mic and accidentally pointed it towards my fan.
Ah, gotcha. So Upon hearing that name, the bartender goes, "Oh, Zov, the spy."
Not a very good spy if a bartender knows about him.
He's known around here. He's safe here. He works for us.
For the bar or the town?
The town.
I see. Anything interesting he's been up to lately?
Well, from what I remember, he was trying to investigate the plague, the spread that was happening near Margna. And from what I remember correctly, he was going to some sort of castle of some sort to find a gladiator. Specifically gladiator. That's really all I was told.
Well, that explains a lot.
What do you mean?
Do you know about the gladiator?
So the shopkeeper told me I showed the shopkeeper that great axe I found when we left that place.
A great axe.
And he said it belonged to Smnir? Is that how you say his
Smnir.
name?
Smnir, yes. You have his axe?
Yes.
Did you find
was what
Smnir?
We did not.
Oh. That's not good. Okay.
So I was gonna
yeah.
give this to the king. So
Oh, I would give that to the king. He would need to know. I think that would complete Zav's mission for sure.
Is this gladiator of importance?
Very much so. He's one of our greatest gladiators that we've had ever.
Anything more than simply a gladiator?
He was a warrior. I mean, that's what gladiators are warriors.
I don't mean to undermine his talents and everything, and all of the, I guess, service to this town, but isn't a gladiator just a warrior for show?
Yes.
Pretty much, they fight in an arena for money.
Yes. He's one of the few that has made our town so much and has made our town prosper. Without him, we probably wouldn't even have that arena in the first place, and we probably wouldn't be as big and civilized as we are without him.
I guess I understand.
I know
Must
it's
be
kind
nice
of
to
weird
fight
to
with
talk about gladiators like that, but if he had to go into real battle, I would assume that he would be very, very strong and wise. But seeing that you have his great axe troubles me.
would you like to know what happened?
I think that's best for the king. I don't want
Okay.
to have any regrets.
Did you know him?
I did. He came to the bar a lot. We talked about his fights and his glory and everything that has happened. Even the theater down the road also makes praise to his accomplishments as a fighter.
I mean, that sounds great. Why would you have any regrets?
I don't know. Just seeing that I've had a friend of mine lost. I don't want to know that he's lost. I want to know that we can find him. And I regret to make that decision, knowing that he would be lost.
Yeah, I kind of get that, actually.
You always want to find the people that are no longer found, and hoping that they're still alive and living and there for you. Anyways, sorry, I'm getting too emotional. Too emotional. Oh, it's too hard. Yeah, you should probably go meet the king. It's Zav. You mentioned Zav. I almost forgot. Sorry. You should probably go meet Zav.
How does everybody in this kingdom know who Zav is?
Were you not paying attention?
Yeah, were you not paying attention?
Oh. No, I was, I got an email. I was having to check it.
Okay. We're gonna just keep going forward, so just know
explain
that
to you
there's a
on the
lot
road.
of people. Yeah, you'll explain on the road. Just know that everyone here knows Zav, okay? Yeah, Zav, he lives inside of the castle walls. He should be, the house on the left, right when you enter the gate.
Oh. So he. Does anyone know directions?
I've seen a map of the city. I can get us there more or less.
Well, I'll trust your word.
Yeah. You should probably make your way that way. Zav will probably be waiting for you still.
Yeah. Well, thank you. And sorry about your room.
I've had worse. I've had questionable stains in my life. And those were kind of a pain to clean up, but sparks are nothing.
Ew.
Thank you. We'll take our leave.
All right. Well, have a good day, you guys. Enjoy.
You as well.
So Adelbax is the first down the stairs.
Okay.
As he walks down the stairs, he turns back. So, because I stepped back to my room for a second, why does everybody in town know this Zav guy?
He's apparently a really famous gladiator. Essentially, the patron celebrity of this town, I guess you could say. Something. Due to his influence, everyone here is rich. Well,
Celebrity, huh?
yeah.
Wait, are you talking about Zav or the gladiator?
Zav.
So Zav is a spy for the town. The gladiator's the one who is the celebrity.
Is the
Some
gladiator
reason.
not... Is that Smear guy not dead?
I'm
I
assuming
don't
since we found his great axe, I'm assuming he's dead, but we don't know.
That place was ruthless.
Also, all in favor of wringing Zook's neck if we see him again.
I agree with
Leaving
this.
the room like that.
He
I know.
owes me 15 gold.
I don't know what he's gotten off to, and I don't want to know why he disappeared in that freaking weird town, but everyone in this freaking continent is horny.
Almost makes me wish to head back south. South Feldron is a little bit more friendly and a lot less weird.
I like how you immediately
haven't
just
really-
assuming horny. I mean, like, this town is like the furthest from horny, but I mean, if you're talking about cleanup duty and stuff like that, about how you had to clean up after somebody, like, it's in private quarters, and yeah, you kind of That's.
I mean,
yeah.
Ren is just irate about that.
What?
I'm just
twist.
saying. Plot twist. I'm just saying.
Zook,
No, I know.
Zook got laid and there was fire and candle wax involved.
Yeah, it was just this fire cum everywhere, you know.
No, candle wax.
Oh
He
man.
was dripping some hot candle wax. on
He was dripping his hot candle wax all over the place.
Candlewax is candle wax. God damn.
Alright, I need to go to the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back.
Oh yeah? Hmm?
Point to piss.
Gotta piss.
Dude, Ren is just
so-
gonna be the horny jail keeper.
So, you guys are pretty much. I'm gonna just talk. You guys can tell Thorin when he gets back. It's fine. So you guys start walking outside of the tavern, and as you look out above you, you notice that there are... it's a lot darker than normal, but it is starting to turn light out. It seems like it is a proper morning. You notice that there is like a dew feeling around you. You do feel like it's a little bit wetter than normal, but nothing like any sort of downfall that you can see when it comes to rain or anything. Maybe more of like a mist per se.
So it's kind of like humid, like mist, humid haze.
It's actually colder.
You mean
So
fog? You mean fog, you guys? It's foggy outside?
We'll say we will say based upon this that it is foggy out, but you are still able to see in front of you pretty far ahead. I would say about from where you're located, you can still see the first house at the end of the street right here, but it's still starting to fade slowly. So if you're standing here to here, you can see the first house, which is probably around 60 feet. But after that, it's starting to get faint and from there. You do notice as well that you feel like the day itself is going to be a little bit more... based upon weather, you would say the term for that is miserable, but you as your players will probably not feel that.
Okay.
Hi, sir.
Ah, this is a very nice day.
I've known better.
Well, I guess it is gonna warm back up once the sun is up. But I like it like this.
Makes me think of...
Imagine.
Reminds me a little bit of the mountains at home in the mornings.
Okay. All right. What do you guys want to do?
Well, I'm guided by you guys.
Well,
there is no NPC with you, so I mean, it's up to you.
Well, the way I see it, we either go to the Colosseum and see if we can track down Zook and get Thorin's money back.
That was 15 gold pieces, my man.
Yeah. Or we head to the castle and go find that shifty Zav guy.
Let's find Zav. Get it out.
Honestly, I say we find Zav first.
Yeah, it's up.
And then have the conference or whatever you want to call it with the king.
Okay.
And have a come to Jesus meeting with Zook later.
I'll hold him down and punch him.
Wait, who is Jesus?
Oh God. All right. So from
It's
here,
Zeus.
you guys walk down the street towards the bend. You guys actually head up towards the castle, and as you get up to the castle gates, you notice that the gate is actually down. It is not up, and there's a couple guards standing there in front of the castle gate. And as you guys walk up, you see the guards. Halt! Who goes there?
We're here to meet with Zav.
Ah, Zav. Yes. He's, house to the left inside.
Thank you, kind sir.
You don't need to know who we are.
He's told me about you.
Okay. Thank you, I guess.
I was actually expecting more people, probably around 7, but,
Two of our number decided to sleep in today. And
I see.
the third, well, we don't know where he went.
Oh,
He just
I see. So he left early.
possibly, yes.
There's not been a bard causing trouble for you, has there?
A bard? What kind of bard?
An Ifrit bard.
Short and tiny.
Loud and rambunctious.
Yeah, he talks too much.
Oh, you talking about the one that was having the uproar at the tavern last night?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
I've saw something this morning. really, really early. Like, probably when it was still dark out. Because I'm posted for a good 8 hours. I'm supposed to be off here in probably 45 minutes to go relax myself. I did see him walk down the road this way. He was with some...
This way?
cloaked
Which way?
figure. North from this location. He was with some cloaked figure who... we know him in the town. He's very, very troubled man. But he works at the theater. And, he's in good hands. Let's just put it this way. I think it's best for you guys to come in and speak with Zov instead.
Oh, Anaheim?
All right.
I'll take your word for it. Thank you again.
All right, come on in. So he kind of directs you to go inside. And as you go in there, this is where you're currently at. Right inside. And on your left, you notice that there's a house. On your right, you notice there's also another house. In front of you, there's like a building of some sort. It seems to be more of like a political styled building per se, where people can go and address what's going on in the town per se, but it's more of a confined space. It seems like a gathering point of some sort as well, based upon the look of it. But the two houses next to you on your left and your right seems like proper houses.
Right.
There's a house to the left, right? Who's up? I think that's what the guard said.
Yeah, it is.
All right.
So this is where the rich people live.
Surprise.
Okay. So as you look to your left, you go towards the house and knock on the door. And then from there, you notice that the door opens and you see Zov standing there. Ah, welcome. Welcome in.
Albax enters first. So I noticed the security is a bit lax here.
Oh no, they're always on top of things. I just told them that you guys were going to be coming in.
Well, I mean, at least there was no hassle.
Never.
What was the whole deal with us coming into the town, though?
You guys got to speak to the king.
I know, but the way you brought us in.
Some of the people here are kind of not peculiar to Ifrits, per se.
And yet he's gone off alone.
Oh, where did he go?
With some shady cloaked man to the theater, I think.
Oh, he's fine. He's speaking with Xander. He's fine.
Xander?
Yo, yeah, he's the head of the theatrical committee.
Well, in that case, I suppose that puts that concern to rest, aside from the fact that he almost burnt his room to the ground in the tavern.
Oh.
Yeah.
I wouldn't expect less from that man.
He's got 15 gold in that man. Expensive.
Well, unfortunately, you probably will make that back here pretty quick, especially since you're going to be speaking with the king. And knowing that what information you have would be very beneficial to him, and he will probably give you just as much information back, if not, maybe compensate you as well.
Good point. But I want Zoot to pay me back the 15.
Well, I mean, you could do that too. Maybe you could just keep the money to yourself and tell him he's an asshole or something and take his money.
Good point.
But, you know, that's not me. If you want to burn bridges, go ahead and do that. It's not my decision.
None of my business.
So, You guys ready to speak with the king?
Ready as I'll be ever, I suppose. Don't know what
Perfect.
exactly we're gonna say to him.
Oh, he's probably gonna say stuff to you. I'm not quite sure of what he's planning. But it's probably some important information. Maybe you can get some stuff out of him, as well as he can get some stuff out of you.
I'm going to assume we're going to have to be all formal, like.
You don't have to be. You guys look fine the way you are. You guys look like proper adventurers.
Battleback size.
Well, I appreciate that much.
No problem.
Time to deal with some stuffy nobles.
I suppose dressing well does come in handy, even if I probably shouldn't have worn this overnight.
As Zav is sitting there talking with everyone, he kind of looks over at Adelbax, and he goes, "And you know what stuffy nobles seem like to you, right?"
I've been at the beck and call of a few of them before. Let's just say they're not always the greatest employers.
Well, I do have to say I'm a slightly different person than what you think. Because I'm not stuffy.
Quick, give him a runny nose.
You mean a stuffy nose?
Stuffy nose.
Make him stuffy.
Alright. Shall we go?
Yeah.
Michelle.
Okay. So you guys go ahead and follow Zav is actually walking through the town. As you're looking around at the town, you notice that there's a lot of just houses and stuff. No one's really outside or populated currently because it's still really early in the morning. You notice that the fog is slowly dissipating as you guys are walking through, but it's still ever there, just not as full-fronted. As you guys come up towards the blue building right here in front, you notice that there's a couple guards that are standing there ready, and you see Zav walk up. "Welcome. We're here to see the king." "Oh, yes. No problem. Zav, how was your expedition? We haven't talked since, a couple days ago." "I wasn't able to find him." "Well, King's not gonna like that one. Might as well go talk to him." Yeah. I know." As you guys walk into the corridor of the location, you notice that there is just nothing but royalty and beauty around you. Statues of gods, per se, are stood in front of you. You can't quite tell who they are, but you do know that one of them is feminine and one of them is masculine. One of them seems to be more of like a fighter and or a brute of some sort, wielding and donning himself. No clothing up top. He's kind of has like these harnesses around his shoulders, tightened up to make his muscles look a little bit more like bulkier, per se. He is wearing a helmet on his head, and he is wearing some sort of like chain-styled pants of some sort. He is wielding a weapon and a shield as well, and the weapon seems to be more of like a gladius type of thing, and the shield seems to be like a buckler, maybe slightly bigger than a buckler of some sort. As for the female on the statues, it seems to be feminine-styled beauty, specifically adorned in like a really proper, very fancy dress, based upon the statue, because the statue is what looks like to be maybe granite or like a higher quality type rock. There isn't like you can see like small glistenings in the rock itself, as if there were other rocks that are in there that are kind of complementing how the dress is stationed and performed and looked on the actual rock itself, from the carvings. And you do notice that she's wearing like a little head bonnet of some sort, something to kind of like keep their hair proper and in shape and intact. She's kind of like having like a pose of beauty per se, where she's kind of looking up and in a sense like if someone was remembering what's going on with their life and is thinking about proper beliefs. As you guys walk through, you guys get into like a main hallway, and you see two big doors in front of you, and they slowly open up into a grander hallway, where you do see at the end of the hallway a throne, and in that throne is sitting a king, and there is also a queen there too, but the queen is sitting in a smaller throne off to the side. And on top of that, on to the left side of the king, you do see like a person standing there, and kind of like holding a book with a quill, and is kind of just standing there. And as you guys are walking in closer and closer, the guy with the book and the quill comes walking up and is officially talking to you guys. Welcome, Zov. Glad to see you. You made it back? Yeah, I made it back. And, Sneer, where is him? As he's looking at the rest of the party. I don't really see him here. Damn. I don't know where he's at.
Interrupts them real quick. Takes out the great axe. Shows it to the person with the book and quill.
Where did you find that?
We, took it from...
From Smear?
No, from some kind of monstrous human. At a prison near the border with Mardna.
Was a cannibal. We found it on a cannibal.
We found it, and he was eating people. He was a cannibal. Or she.
That's not the greatest of news. Zav, you know about this? Yeah, I killed her. After seeing the axe, I couldn't handle it. Very well. Go ahead and go forward. You need to speak with the king. King Bowen will be at your service here. Thanks. And as you guys walk forward up into the altar, you see that Zav gets up there and he kneels down once and is bowing towards the king. Anyone take suit and follow?
Ren is mildly intimidated at first, and they don't want to step out of line, so they will probably follow the actions of anyone beside them.
Okay.
Yeah. Thor kneels down with Zoth.
Okay.
Rhyme, like, stands there dumbly for a couple seconds, but is like, oh wait, and then kneels down, bows and...
Yeah,
okay.
Ren would catch on as Rhyme does.
Okay. And then, Adelbax?
Adelbax does not kneel.
Okay. So, as you guys are all kneeling, the king stands up from his throne and comes walking forward. Welcome! Welcome back, Zov. I'm glad that you are here. Yeah. I'm glad to be back, too. And who is this man who doesn't kneel before a king?
My name is Adelbax. I only kneel before the strong.
Well, you do know that I am the strong.
Not the kind of strength I'm seeking. I have heard, however, you are a good man.
I try to be.
That is why I am here.
I do try to be for my fellow patrons, and everyone that lives here. I try to make a sanctity for people to go, people to see, and witness true greatness in this town. I know a lot, and I've seen a thing or two. However, it's still pretty disrespectful for you to not even just get on one knee for someone who has created a very masterful place to live, at minimum.
Your Excellency, where I come from, it is disrespectful to kneel before someone.
And where do you come from?
I'm sure you can no doubt tell by my skin tone.
I do. Margna. What do you know about Margna?
I couldn't tell you. I've been away for a very long time. Last I heard, them dwarves were getting involved with something near my hometown.
Dwarves. Near your hometown? Ah, you must be right over the mountains, then, as your hometown. Correct?
Yes.
Well, you guys are mighty strong. It's really, really difficult for us to get through you, to get to where we need to go. Feels like you're nothing but a roadblock to what we need to fix. Have you managed to see anything odd while in Margna? Because you must have come from there, as I sent Zov that way. And if he comes back with a party of people, and not my gladiator, it's apparent that he must trust you guys enough for you to come back with him.
When I left Margna, things were normal. And then the dwarves begin getting uppity. All I'm aware of right now is that there's been a lot of unrest at the mountain pass, leading deeper into Margna.
I see.
And that which my kinsmen protect.
I see. So, we'll get down to the details here, as I would like to know from your perspective, as someone who is not akin to this location, as we have seen probably different things, you and I. Obviously, as you don't kneel. I do respect the decision to not kneel based upon your location, as we do accept all people. And so far, you haven't killed anyone in this town. I presume you are probably a pretty reasonable orc, to say the least. If I may ask, have you specifically seen anything unrestly while in Margna?
Well, one of our companions and I, we were traveling back because we heard that a war had broken out with the dwarves, where we were set upon by some cannibals near the border and thrown into prison, where we eventually, through sheer force of arms, broke out and slew the cannibal that was wielding this axe.
A cannibal wielding this axe.
Yes.
And I presume...
I understand it belonged to a gladiator of this town.
It does. Smear. We did send Smearn away. We needed enough people to go in that direction. The dwarves are on a mission. They're on a mission to figure out what is going on with Margna. And I presume, based upon my questionings, you have not seen anything at all unrestly or unruly in Margna. Correct?
No. Last I heard, it was pretty par for the course for the dwarves.
The king turns and looks at Zav. Zav? Yes, sir. Have you seen anything unruly? Well, there was one town that we entered. And what is this town name? I don't know. It started with an S. That's all it said on the post.
Ren looks at Thorin.
Thorin looks back at Red.
Sextoffen.
What?
Sextoffen.
Oh, good. Adambax is like, oh, that.
A town named Sextoffen.
Yes, and as the name sounds, it was like that.
That is pretty unruly. And did anything happen in that town that seemed off kilter? Obviously, you're gonna tell me they probably just like to have sex with each other. But anything different per se? Anything new?
We got out of there pretty quickly.
As you should have.
Repulsive.
As you should have. I see. He looks at Zav. You mind telling me what you found on your adventure, Zav? Yeah. We went to the castle. They were doing some things, some rituals. I don't know what it was at first. But I managed to sneak in as a bunch of caravans were coming in. I noticed that they had a bunch of dwarves in their caravans. Probably about 15, maybe 18 dwarves. And they had one individual that you see in front of you right now, named Thorin, who was with them too. I managed to have our troops attack to get everyone off and get them afraid and scared and go out and fight so we can get Thorin and whoever could survive inside of the tavern, inside of the castle of some sorts. I managed to look around and I managed to enter the room in which I saw that female specifically wielding Smear's axe. And I can only fear for the worst at this point. Well, maybe I need to tell you a little more. If I may ask, are you needing to keep that axe?
No. You can take it.
How many people are in your party?
I believe there's 7, if I'm correct.
7 people. How about this? He goes in and he reaches into his pocket. And he brings his servant over. Fully, Make sure you hand these to the individuals there and take the axe from them. I think at least having the axe here is much more worth it than leaving it with them. And I think this will be a kind gesture to what they have. Yeah, sure. Sure, King. You notice that he puts, like, a pouch of gold into the servant's hand. A pouch of some sort, we're gonna assume it's gold. And he starts walking up to you, and he says, the axe, please.
Thorn hands over the axe.
Thank you. Here's the gold.
Thorn takes the gold. Thank you.
You open up the pouch, and you notice there's 400 gold inside of it.
Shit.
Ren's eyes are not on the pouch of gold.
Saddlebax looks at Thorin expectantly, with a raised eyebrow.
Ren is simply looking at the king, not even acknowledging the gold that's been passed to the group.
Do you have something to speak about?
I need help finding an object. A pair of objects.
A pair of objects? Like
2
what? 2 rings.
Apparently there's a spell that can bring them back to their rightful owner, but I don't know.
A spell, per se. Have you managed to speak with the jeweler smith at the Mages Guild? His name be Patty.
It's him who told me this.
I see. And who commissioned the rings again?
It was my mother.
Your mother. And who's the one that placed the spell on those rings?
It was Patty that made them.
And who was the one that requested that spell to be placed on those rings?
I don't know. I only requested it. I didn't put in the order myself.
So who would've? Your mother?
Yes.
Well, unfortunately, I'm probably not the best person to ask, as I believe your mother would be the one to ask.
She's... I can't. I can't speak.
Why can't you speak to her?
She won't speak to me. I need to explore alternatives. Surely there's someone that can help me in this kingdom.
Without giving me enough information, I don't think I can help you here. Unfortunately.
What
Maybe
more
if
do
you
need
have...
to know?
Do you have a name?
My name is Ren. Ren Grey Whisper. So that's
Grey
a name
Whisper.
that I've revoked.
I don't recall a Grey Whisper. At all. I'm assuming you did say that you talked with Patty. Did Patty request a specific way of helping you?
He said that there might be somebody, a powerful mage that could potentially help, but I don't know where I would find one.
I see. Well, one moment. He looks over at a servant that's next to him. Fully?
you mind finding a record of some sort of any sort of mages in this location? Would that be possible?
Yes, sir. Yes. What kind of mages?
I don't know, just give me the entire list. This man's not telling me anything.
Sure. Sure. Nope, no problem. I'll get you the list.
And he walks off. You see him walking off to the side away from the king.
He'll be back, but, knowing the list already, it's probably gonna be a couple days.
I see.
I'm just not getting any information from you. You're not
What
telling
more
me
do you need to
anything.
know?
Oh, it would be nice to know the family's name. Obviously, you told me Whisper, but I don't know any first names. I know a lot of people. I don't know them. Like, physically.
Ren goes silent.
I see. Hard to talk about. I get it. I'm assuming at this point that it's probably something I shouldn't prod at anymore.
I would be willing to give you more answers, but not now.
I see. Well, like I said, we have the list in a couple days. He's got to compile them and get them together. Maybe you can get some information from there.
Yeah.
Anyways, back to the topic at hand. I do notice that you guys are probably wondering, from my perspective as king, what I will be talking about when I mention about Magna. Is this correct?
King kind of just... Okay.
Ren continues to remain silent.
Okay. King kind of looks around at the other few people. Ren included, because Ren's kind of staying silent as well. I was waiting for his
Shaw,
audience to say something.
Repeat what you said. I have an ear infection, so I can't hear clearly out of one ear. So I did not hear what you said.
I'm just going to repeat it without my voice acting, because I think that's best for me right now. Essentially, he said now you guys are interested in probably wanting to know what I have to say about Magna. Is this correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Alright. As you know, there is a rot. Seems to be like a plague of some sort, sweeping across the land, slowly enveloping everything around us. Me at Lasgard here have seen it slowly inch its way towards us, and within a year, we've seen a lot of Lasgard get taken away from us, quickly, enveloped by this plague. This plague that has came from a location close to Magna. Well, what is supposed to be Magna currently. As obviously Magna is a lot bigger in size at this point in time. I sense fear, as this is the same plague that happened to Relincor almost 40 years ago. The same plague that has taken over Relincor and destroyed the one known thing that Relencore was really known for. Do you know how Relencore has got its name?
No.
Yes, I do.
You do?
Because the Relincore. It's the flower.
The flower. And do you know what that flower was used for?
I unfortunately don't know what it's used for. But I did know it was an important part of Relincore.
Obviously, if it was named after the flower, it must be very important to the land. Relencore was named because of two things. Core being the dwarves and what they've done with the earth around their location. Digging out, mining up, and creating new resources for all the lands to see, to craft, to build, for architecture, for weaponry, and, well, for us, pretty much built this entire town, as you can see. Except, obviously, for the wood. We had to chop down our own wood for that. But the other thing that Relencore was known for, as the young Inquisitor has said, is it is mainly known for the Rel. The Rel was idolized by these dwarves, and were known to the dwarves as one of the greatest known pieces to create one of the best known drinks in the world. Relin Ale. Have you guys ever had Relin Ale before?
No.
Never had the chance because my friend drank it all.
I'm not one for drinks.
Relin Ale was very unique. And I understand why they felt so affectionate and passionate for that alcohol. As it was different. Unfortunately, this plague that I'm mentioning tore across the entirety of Relincore and destroyed the Rel completely. We were unable to find any Rel. We, as the dwarves. They asked me if we still had something on our end, and we didn't, as they have never ever given us the seeds to prosper new Rel. And at this point in time, we're under the assumption that the Rel is completely lost. And this came from a plague from Margna. During this time, everybody in Relincore essentially decided to band together and build up what is now known as the tremendous wall of mountains that are on the southern half of Relincore to block away anyone coming into Relincore from Margna. Let's just say within the past 2 years, this spread and rot has once again wreaked havoc on our lands, as instead of attacking Relincore, it's attacked Feldrin. And now, 2 years later, it's at my doorstep. You could probably walk out only a couple miles, and you'll probably find this stuff spreading ever so slowly towards my location. We know that it's all coming from Margna. We just don't know what it is.
Have you considered going the long way into Margna? My family, my kinsmen, do not take kindly to military forces passing through their lands. Not after our history with the dwarves.
Obviously, your history with the dwarves are pretty... Right. But we do need to figure out where this thing is coming from. And we do know that it's coming from Margna. And when I say Margna, I mean olden Margna, not the new corrupted, messed up Margna that you see currently. We just want peace, is all. We just want to stop the problem. So, you said that you had 7 of you guys, and obviously there's only 4 here. May I ask you if you could possibly help us?
Help with what?
Well, very simple. Stopping the plague.
Do you have a plan to go forward by chance?
Unfortunately, I know where the plague is coming from, but I do not know where in the location the plague is coming from. What I do know is that... He looks over at his wife, who's sitting there, and his wife there kind of shakes her head and kind of nods at him. And the king kind of looks down, upset, and then he looks up again. I'm going to tell you something. I fear that if the citizens of this town know, there's going to be nothing but chaos. Would you mind keeping this quiet between only us?
Yeah.
This is a serious matter. As Zov knows, he's seen this happen once before.
Of course.
Keep your secret.
He looks at the other 2 who haven't said anything yet.
So of course.
Okay. Tim?
What?
Really, Tim?
I missed the question. Sorry.
My guy, it's not a question.
Are you just going to say yes and continue, or do you want me to actually repeat myself?
Repeat yourself.
Okay. I'm going to tell you some information that should not be spoken about to anyone, except for yourselves, and only within your group. This information will be very important for you guys going forward. But just know, if you tell anyone, it'll be chaos. Do I have belief and faith that you will not speak about this with anyone?
Saddleback's nods.
I couldn't.
If there is something going on in my home, I believe we figure this out and then head that direction to sort it out.
I remember a battle only a year ago. This battle was very small. It happened outside what used to be the town of Lappenport. Lappenport is right on the edge, near the water, as a distant port from this location here, in case if we have to bring in goods and try to be safe in the waters. There was an entity there. A human. Who, based upon what I've noticed, could transform. And it could transform into something that I've never seen before in my entire life. Fiendish, almost, but not so fiendish. Almost feels like a nightmare.
What was it?
It's hard to really get a glimpse of it from my memories. But it essentially felt like it was taking over the body that it was in. As the human seemed to be normal, and talk normal, and act normal, and be normal. But this thing could just come out, show itself, and it had this really weird screech with it. Loud, ear-piercing.
What did this have to do with the battle?
It was something I've never seen before. As we were sending our troops over to the pass to aid with the dwarves, but we were stopped by this thing. And this thing alone wiped out our entire army.
What makes you
A
say
monster did this?
the kingdom would fall into chaos if they knew about this?
Exactly.
How? From a single monster?
Yes.
And you believe that this would cause chaos in your kingdom if people found out?
Yes.
I think it's the part that taking over the human that would freak people out.
Or actually, it's that it's capable of wiping out a whole army with just one of it.
That too.
Nobody will know about this.
Please, don't tell anyone. We unfortunately don't know too much about this thing, except that no one survived. We were unable to find them.
Oh.
I see. I'm sorry to hear that.
Time moves on. You find men again to protect, and all you can really do is just hunker down and protect what you can. But hopefully, just hopefully, we can find someone or some people that are willing to help us with this situation, as we don't have much time left. This plague still drifts slowly towards us, and it's only a matter of time before this town, this city, becomes, well, I hope not whatever that is.
I'll help you. If you can help me.
As I did mention, I would help you find at least a log of wizards to at least aid you on what you're looking for. But without too much information, I can't give you everything right now.
That's fine. I would be happy to settle that another time.
Sounds like a plan.
Thorn speaks up. I'll help you as well.
Thank you. I appreciate that I can find people to help out. And what about you two?
Are you asking us to find and kill this creature?
I'm asking you to find maybe one of these creatures, but to get
There's
information on it. I don't
There's
expect
more
you
than
to
one?
kill this thing. I don't know. I just know of one.
Of one.
Yes, of one. The one that wiped out the entire army.
We'll all help you.
Thank you. The king kind of looks over at Adelbax. Seems like you're struggling to want to help.
No, I'm just thinking. 7 men.
I didn't say it was
Versus-
7 men. I'm saying you guys are 7 men. As this creature has killed probably 100 to 200 people that we sent over.
So you're wanting us to study it then? Figure out what it is?
Yeah.
Yes.
I do not believe the 7 of us are equipped as we are now to take on such a creature.
You will be well reported if you do, as any information, even the smallest, to help us fight this thing, would be of great, tremendous use.
Then, should we find anything out, you will be able to help us?
Exactly. I'd be willing to sacrifice what I have to save my town, to save my city. I still call it both, because I remembered this town being just only a town when I was younger, when my father took over. And I was able to make it into what it is now today.
Well,
We
Adelbax,
can. I'll see what we can do. We will see what we can do.
I appreciate that. Do you guys have any other questions for me at all? As we probably won't talk for a while, as I expect you guys to get on your mission and get moving soon.
Well, do you have a place we should start first then?
I don't know. Probably someplace in Margna, as it seems like this thing is only there.
Alright.
we better get started then.
Alright.
Yes, you're right.
King looks at Zov. Zov? Yeah. Make sure they get out of here perfectly fine. I don't want our new friends to be hurt by anything or anyone. Yeah. And sorry I couldn't find Smir. It's okay, Zov. We at least have his axe again. He's probably still out there, but I hope he's okay. Yeah, I hope he is too. Have a good night. Good day, adventurers. And I'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Good day to you as well. Thank you.
King turns around, starts
Thank
walking
you.
up towards his throne, sits down on the throne. Cape kind of flips over a little bit, and he's now just sitting there politely. Zav goes up to you guys. Alright. It's time to get out of here.
Let's go.
Let's go. You guys walk out, and you guys are now currently at the front gates now with Zav.
Zav,
Yeah.
Do you know if there's anybody that makes wooden clubs in this town?
In this town?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you ask?
I don't know, I just...
Is there something you need
While
to tell
I'm-
me?
While I'm here, I feel like I just need to look for some things. Some things that are personal to me.
Does anyone else want to butt in and kind of question Shaman on this at all?
Yeah. Are you looking for... Why are you looking for a club?
Couldn't you tell?
Oh?
Does this have something to do with your dreams or your nightmares?
Are you wanting us to bonk you with it? To knock you out or something?
There's a lot that goes on in my nightmares. A lot of it is none of your
Zob
business.
stops. Nightmares. Nightmares. What kind of nightmares?
I keep having the same nightmare over and over again, but this one was different. I don't know.
Clubs. A woodworker?
Would a woodworker sell clubs?
Well, you said he's making clubs, so that would be some sort of woodworker.
Can we find any here?
I mean, probably in the crafting district, but they wouldn't be making just clubs. Are you sure it's clubs?
It just felt like there's someone I need to find. Someone I don't remember, but I know is familiar.
It's familiar. Wait.
Yeah.
Clubs.
I don't remember seeing anyone that sold clubs, though. Maybe I bumped into a mage in the mage district when I went to look for my rings, and I don't know, maybe one of them sells some kind of magic staves, but clubs.
I'll let you think about this one. Remember, whatever Shaman decides to mention about what he's talking about, what they're talking about with their dream, if you guys recall, obviously I told all of you guys about the dream, but don't mention anything about the dream unless if Shaman brings that up specifically. So, the only thing that Shaman's mentioning is clubs specifically. So if you guys want to help Shaman out with that, as it is a part of his storyline, and they need to do that, go ahead.
How about we just go to one of the woodworking places in the crafting section, just kind of walk around and see if you see anyone you know.
Zov,
Well,
does anyone whistle in this town?
What?
Does anyone whistle?
I'm gonna stop for a second. Abby, were you trying to say something?
No, I just got confused. Talking about asking if someone whistles in town. But a lot of people know how to whistle. So I just thought it was funny.
Yeah.
It confused me so much.
I feel like we say some JoJo tier shit in this campaign.
Oh,
take it
that
just
that was
fully-
that was some JoJo tier shit. I love it.
Fully unironically, seriously say the most retarded shit. Oh wait, I'm not supposed to say that. I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything.
Hey, good
it's
news.
fine.
It's probably like 2 hours or so into the video. So, what is YouTube gonna do? Well, look in 2 hours into the
Family-friendly-
video and see that someone said
family-friendly,
the
PG-13,
dreaded R
family-friendly,
word.
PG-13.
What? Oh no. Said something.
Family friendly PG clean Jake Paul video, guys. Family
lost
friendly.
your mind.
Watch with your family.
Zov kind of looks at you, Ren, and tilts his head and goes, "What? Whistle?
Does anyone whistle while they work? And have
I mean,
a
who
rickety
doesn't?
shelf?
I don't whistle when I work. I don't want people to notice me."
Does
But-
anyone have a rickety shelf?
Rickety What are you talking about? Do we need to go over to the artistic district, maybe? You're mentioning wood cutting.
Yes. I know.
You said this was in a dream, correct?
Okay. I had a nightmare last night, and well, I had two, but the one that I'm thinking about, I saw it. I saw the thing that the king was describing, and I didn't want to say it because I didn't want to sound like a lunatic, but I saw it. And
Where?
I don't know. There was just a man making clubs, and he put it on his shelf, and then it showed up. I don't remember anything else. I just
You don't remember
hearing...
any locations that had clubs of some sorts?
Wouldn't it be staves, like, for making wizard staves or something? And not just, like, clubs?
That's the thing. The person was familiar to me. I just don't remember.
Okay. Well, the question here then is, have you been to the artistic district at all? Yet.
I only went to the mage district.
Okay. Well, there isn't any woodworkers over there. Because I would assume if you saw someone crafting what you per se to see a club, that there would be a woodworker. So, if you haven't been over there, do you remember any other location that you've been to that has clubs or woodworking?
It evades me. But whatever we do, we have to do this quick. It turned night, and then it happened. We don't have long. That's all I know.
Oh.
What's up, Rem? Rem? Abby? Do you have an idea?
I'm just making sounds because friggin' now just telling us that, you know, we don't have much time till something probably very bad happens and didn't tell us before.
Okay. Justin, do you have any input on what Shaman is mentioning?
About the wooden clubs?
Yes.
No, not really.
We need to check the mage's district, and we need to check the I don't know, maybe the crafting district. We need to retrace all of our steps because.
How about we split up and then go about it from there?
I don't think splitting up would work because the only person that
No.
knows what is going on, I'm going to step in as DM. The only person that knows what's going on in terms of that vision is Shaman.
Yeah.
He's-
How about let's
They're
go
the
to
only one who knows what's going on in there, and the only thing that Shaman is allowed to do is give you guys information through speaking. So
Where the hell is Outback's at? Come here.
technically speaking, Shaman's the only one that really knows the full details of what happened in that dream, whereas the rest of the party only knows the fact that it's some sort of woodworker who was working on what looks like to be clubs, and who whistles while they work, and was
with a
putting
creaky shelf.
with a creaky shelf. But now the funny part about that is, if you guys remember when I actually said the story, it wasn't a creaky shelf. It was a shelf that moved because there was something that was moving it that was inside the office area that had a loud enough step to be able to get it to move. So it wasn't creaky. He just put that information in there randomly. So, but he's telling you that it's creaky. So,
We should start with going to
Okay,
all
well,
the
let's do this
people
because
that work
I
with us.
enjoyed this. I enjoyed this little puzzle that I gave Shaman here. So we'll do the re-tracking of steps. So let's go over everything that you did beforehand from the tavern. What did you do before the tavern?
Well, the rest of the party went to the shop district.
Mm-hmm.
Shaman went to the wizard tower.
Mm-hmm. So when you were at the Wizard's Tower in that last session that we had before, do you remember anyone in the Wizard's Tower that had anything to do with clubs and or wood cutting?
No, I just remember meeting someone and asking them for directions.
Okay.
They told me what room it was and...
Yep. But you don't remember any cutting of wood or wood crafting of any sort, right?
No, that's why we need to go.
Okay, so let's backtrack more from that, right? So where did you come from that location?
Where did I come from there?
Yes.
I feel like I waited at our rendezvous point.
Okay.
By the well, right here.
That actually would have been after.
Oh
before.
god, is there something I'm forgetting about?
It's before. So where were you at before this? And if anyone wants to step in and say something out of context of character, you're okay to do it because this is puzzle. So I'm okay with you guys stepping in to say something if you guys want to say something.
Yeah, I feel
So
like I'm...
before that, we all... How the fuck do I do the fucking thing? What is that?
What?
How do I do the circle thing?
Oh, you just hold
click.
down left click.
Yeah, so before that, we all stopped right there to figure out what we were going to do.
Yep.
And then I remember going this way, which is where we separated, and everyone went into the shopping district, but I continued this way.
But during that time, I'm trying to help with this without like giving away all the information. So during that time, did you meet at all a single person that would be what looks to be perceived as someone who would carve wood?
I don't remember.
You do not remember. Okay. So, this is a point in time where, obviously, notes are big.
I know. I've made
Notes.
I feel like
You asked someone who literally failed school.
It's fine. It's fine. Go ahead, Tim. What were you going to say?
Didn't the people in the market encounter a guy that was woodworking?
Well, the funny thing about that is technically it was Shaman specifically who would have seen this happen. This character. So it would have been someone that Shaman has seen. So Shaman, I don't think, even entered the market area. So Shaman would have never been there, and so that way there would be no one in the market area that would carve wood.
The only possibility is that when we were at this well, and that was our splitting point, Ren looked into this region.
Is it possible that it could have been before the well? Is it possible that it could have been... Is it possible it could have been before entering the town?
Well, there was a soldier who met us outside.
Is it possible that it could have been what the king is trying to tell you, which is going back to Margna?
Oh, is it the other fucking town?
There was a guy woodworking in that town.
There was.
Except I was not there, so I cannot.
Yeah, you stayed in the carriage. Well,
I don't know anything about this.
I remember now.
Going in.
Oh no, we have to go back to the town.
I don't want to go back to the town. Fuck.
This is.
See, the thing is, that's the one thing I freaking recognized was the voice, but I didn't want to comment on it because I didn't fucking think that would matter.
You know, I think it was the fucking shopkeeper, wasn't it?
Yeah.
No, it was 100% the
damn it.
shopkeeper.
I recognized the voice, but
I didn't think to use the voice because Shaw's voices are like, it's like. I don't want to assume, because, like, a man can only do so many voices.
It's true. I'm trying my best, so. But I appreciate it that I can only use so many voices. I'm a man of 10 voices.
Yeah.
That's more voices than I got.
Hey!
Because when we were leaving the shop, he went back in the back and started doing woodworking shit.
Yeah, because he made paddles. And...
Yeah.
By the way, I was gonna jokingly be like, "Hey, Ren, are you looking for paddles or something?"
Oh, that's funny. So, as you guys came up with this epiphany finally, because I helped you out a little bit, yeah, just know for future reference, you gotta write down everything, and you have to go over a lot of the stuff that I've mentioned before. So, write down everything. This is the reason why you write down everything. God, and this is why I told Justin to write down. I literally went upstairs. I was like, hey, where's your book? And he's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, your writing book. And he's like, what? And I'm like, you didn't buy a writing book? You're not using Google Docs? He's like, no. And I'm like, dude, you got to write everything down, man.
You're asking me who failed school to write everything down.
To be fair, I failed English as well. It's all good.
I would totally use Google Docs to write stuff down, but my keyboard is so loud. My keyboard is so loud, man. And as you know, I don't have a headset.
I thought that sound didn't mean anything.
So like I need to be able to follow, but like I'm literally I don't have my camera plug in, so I don't show you. I'm writing on a I'm writing on a post-it note right now. This is all I have.
Well, I am trying to slow down what I say, not because I have to actually think about what I'm saying before I do it. I am slowing down so this way I can give you guys some time to write what I am talking about. So this way you can write it down. Honestly, that's the reason why I'm so slow with the way I'm talking, especially if I'm talking about long-ended stuff. So, but yeah, that is the case. So as you guys come up with this actual epiphany of what you guys actually have to go to finally, you notice to your guys' left that you see a person walking down this street here, coming towards you with what seems to be like royal grandeur type garb, skipping about, looking all pleasant and happy. And also at the same time, you do notice that there are two individuals walking this way towards you guys as well. One of them seems very familiar to Adelbeck's, and the other one seems to be what looks to be like a cat. And we'll go ahead and cut it off for the time, as the end of the session is now.
I thought we were done with the damn town. God damn it.
Yeah.
I thought we were done with the town.
No?
We gotta have we gotta get everyone.
I should know this by now.
No,
So
that
what
town's
was
gonna be dead and
Rip.
gone by the time we get there. Everything's gonna be
Rip
burned
Elliot.
down to the ground.
Rip
So
Elliot,
what
I
was
do see,
that?
buddy.
So, what was that last thing we saw? Someone familiar to Adelbeck's?
Someone familiar to Adelbeck's, and the other person looked like to be a cat.
Mm.
They woke up.
Hmm.
They finally woke up.
Mhm.
And then
Oh.
Zook's coming down from the theater.
Who said
All
it
right.
was Zook?
No. Never mind, the guy with
It
oil
was
guards
just a guy who
skipping
looked.
because he
It
looked-
was just a guy skipping around, looking like he was royally grandeured and looked like he was proper.
You should make him
just
come
skipping.
with us.
I swear to God,
I'm joking.
At first, I didn't think it was Adelbacks. Sorry, that I didn't think it was Zook, because I looked, when you mentioned that there were shoes under the bed, I was like, what the fuck is Matthew doing in this freaking random inn room?
Hi, Ellie. welcome on in. Yep,
Oh.
Ellie Real also woke up. Well, welcome. We're officially done with session 5. Lots of information. I hope that.
Ellie joined chat.
Yeah, Ellie did join chat. I hope that the team wrote down what they needed to write down for this one, because there was a lot of information that was given out today.
I was
A lot.
great at keeping up through it.
So, I hope you guys got that all down, and gladly enough, we didn't have to do any combat. So, next week, we will have no session, because I have to go in and actually create a dungeon. Yay! Dungeon creation time! I'm clapping my hairbrush.
I swear.
Okay, I'm so glad,
Whoop-de-doo.
because I know that we're freaking going back to that town, and I wanted to be sure.
Hopefully, it's destroyed when we go back to it.
Yeah, I'm half tempted to leave it now.
Good ending. Good ending.
Just let everyone in that town die.
I love it. I love it. I will let you guys know straightforward and ahead of time that the next session is going to be safe for work.
Okay.
Even though we are going back to the town, it is safe for work.
Really, we're gonna cut. I'm probably gonna kill some things with an axe. It's gonna be a beautiful sight.
We'll see. We'll see.
Okay. I'm glad that I'm not chopping off any dicks in the
All
next
right.
session.
So, Queen Shaman and
Hey there, weird shade shapeshifter demon. Here's a freaking dagger to the nuts.
cut us chalk up.
How was that for cock and ball torture?
I love it. It's too good. All right. Purify the naughty town. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fine, because right before everyone leaves, we got to do random event number 1 that happened. Woohoo!
No god.
Oh, right. So I wanted to cross-reference with Shaman and Thorin because I had a bit of a hard time keeping up with the dialogue, with their notes.
That might
Yep.
be smart.
Well, let's convene as a party. So, let me get this straight. There's a monster and a spreading corruption. We're investigating the corruption, and we might fight this monster. And we're going
Not
back
fight,
because
study.
Shaman had an ill-omened prophecy dream about the Horny Town.
Well, don't forget that Shaman also had two dreams, but that's
The Shaman is the only one that knows about what I mentioned about the dreams. So, yes,
Oh, yeah.
Shaman did have 2 dreams, and we'll just call it that.
Friggin' Shaman, Ren's rambling was really funny. He was like whistling and creaky shelf.
Creaky
Dude,
shell.
this is the thing. Imagine Rand said all of this in front of the freaking king. They would sound like a schizo.
Don't worry, he already does without doing it in front of a king.
I mean, the king at this point in time is going to come under the assumption that
talking with someone who is really hiding information from him. Like, very much so hiding a lot of information from him, so he's going to come to the conclusion that if you do say something really weird, that he would probably assume you're some sort of schizo. Just based upon what the interactions were with that king. Love it. Yeah, so, yeah, if you guys want to converse real quick about the session and what needs to be known. Go ahead.
Right.
Make sure all the information is correct.
One of my apps crashed, so I tried to turn it off with the task manager, and my task manager crashed. This is a good sign.
Oh, that's great. Good job.
Love to see it.
Good job.
Let's see how much data I have. 22 gigabytes left. Incredible.
So, I'll let you guys chat.
All right.
So,
yeah.
Let's start from the beginning.
Mushroom Raffaello sounds really good, even though I can't have.
So, from the beginning, Zook left, which just contributes to Adelbax's negative opinion of him for trashing.
and then we basically,
and then we went to the castle.
yeah, and we spoke to Zog,
Okay, we
and
talked
he
to the
let
king.
us.
Adelbax kind of appreciates that the king doesn't judge him for being an orc.
Yeah, and then
And
he
that-
basically talked about how there's like a plague or like something going on in Magno, and it's basically near Feldrin now, and we need to do something about it. He invited us to help with the plague, or well, I guess the first port of call is to help with this weird shadow voodoo demon that is
Well,
apparently in the sexy town.
It's a
And-
human that can transform.
Yeah, although it could also be some kind of demon or thingy-majig that's like infesting people and like I guess possessing them. So it could either be its own thing, like a shapeshifter, or it could be like a spirit or like a demon.
Well, unfortunately, he also said it's like it looked like it was taking over its body. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's not going to be either one of those two.
I mean,
It has to be something else completely.
I mean, it could be like devouring like alien style and then freaking like just taking over his form like a freaking I don't know. But like I also think
great. Enjoy this.
it just makes the most sense if it was just possessing him. Regardless, Rand saw this happening after dawn, or sorry, after dusk, like late hours when the guy's shop was closed. So we've got time to get ready.
Either
I don't know.
hopefully we get some money. Oh yeah, did we divide the money up we got from the axe?
Not yet.
No, because
I'm
we
going
need to do that when we have everyone together. That's the thing.
And I hope you know Zook's not getting any of this. All right.
Yeah, no, fuck
Okay.
that guy.
No, fuck that guy. Yeah, he skipped out on us. He don't get squat. He left us to foot the bill and clean up
Yeah, he says funny things and drinks come from a bin. Like he's very sus. I don't approve.
Okay.
Regardless, I
You
don't know
guys
why
get the
it
king's
has
name?
anything to do with me, but I saw it and well, we're killing it. So
Did you guys get the king's name?
yes,
King Owen.
Yeah,
Like Bowen from Dragonheart.
Hey, that's what I thought, Tim.
Sir Bowen from Dragonheart. Yeah, that's what I thought. That was my first thought.
It was a B.
Bard.
That's even better.
What the
Because
heck kind of
the B
emote is
letter is
that?
funny and stuff.
Freaking Among Us.
No. Okay.
Oh my god.
We're going back to the sexy town. Time for Adelbax to let his cock swing and destroy him.
Let's just talk about if we missed
Whoa, that is not the side of Adelbax I expected.
He's
Let's
gonna
talk
kill
about-
everything with his special two-hander weapon.
Oh, that's what they call it nowadays.
Damn.
Anyways,
need 100 two-handed to wield this weapon.
100 two-handed skill. Correct.
I mean-
That's one of my favorite movies, Ellie.
Thing
Dragon
is,
Hearts.
if 100 people can't take a shadowy demon, then how do we expect 100 people to take Adelbax's monster orc cock?
Well, it said 100, 200, so yeah, 200.
Let's just say it gets even bigger when he's berserking.
Great.
I don't think you know that.
Why are we talking about this?
Yeah, that's your sister, Tim.
Wish I had the bravery to talk like that with my brother. Granted, he's older than me, but like, yeah,
I'm not afraid to
Our
talk about that in front of
family's
Justin.
weird.
Oh no, hell no.
Our
That's fine.
family's
No,
weird. I'm used
Here,
to it.
Abby is the resident Cards Against Humanity champion in my family.
Oh God.
Oh man, that's funny. I actually lost.
Me and my brother, we literally, instead of saying Coca-Cola, we call it cock.
Yeah, I'm drinking a
Down.
cock right now.
Yeah, see, he drinks cock
I-
and I drink cock.
I freaking can't. I came last place in Cards Against Humanity with my entire freaking extended family, and I'm pissed because I thought I was good at that game.
No, I'm great at it.
It turns out
I
that
know
have-
how to do the haha funny.
I have no sense of humor. Either that or everyone is more funny than me.
That or Abby has much more dirtier mind.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much.
Yeah,
Abby.
I'll go with that. I'll
Oh
maintain
yes,
my
I'm
instincts.
asexual, but I have a very dirty mind. Yes.
So true.
that's-
It's probably your favorite card is something about German Dungeonborn or some shit.
Oh, my favorite card is the Unstoppable Tide of Islam.
Man, I don't know what my favorite card is.
Oh, actually, that's not true. That's not true. My favorite card is kissing your nan on the forehead and then turning off her life support.
Oh, I'm trying to remember
A
my
micro
favorite card.
penis. Everyone know a micro penis is fun.
In case
Or-
of knowing your audience, that's true. It's also that as well.
And Abby knows her audience. That also means she's able to think like us, which means she's just
Don't
as
give me that much credit. I'm
Was
autistic.
Abby the first
okay?
one that... Actually, no, what's really surprising was Abby was not the first one to immediately assume that I made the bartender do the thing in the jar.
I knew exactly what you meant by that.
Yeah, no, like.
Okay.
Listen, we don't need to talk about it. It's in the past now. It may have left a scar, granted, but.
Wait, question. What was already in the jar?
Alcohol?
Was it perhaps a My Little Pony?
It could have been my Little Pony. But...
Oh, God.
My Little Pony.
Was it perhaps Rainbow Dash?
My Little Shaman.
Silence.
Or maybe it was just a dash of rainbow. Who knows?
Put
No, haha, gay joke? Okay, that's fine.
suffering and pain.
Pain and suffering.
Next time on Pathfinder, the party gets stuck in a glass jar.
Small glass
Rainbow
jar.
magic.
Okay, alright. Listen.
Anyway, so back to the notes. So, what else did we miss? I only had the basic plot.
So
Because there's a lot of
apparently-
details, and I couldn't keep up with the writing.
Apparently in Magno, there is like I don't know.
He described it as a plague.
The reason why the mountain, or like the reason why the dwarves like made the mountain range was probably to keep whatever's in Relincore within Relincore, or like I mean they said that it was to keep people from Magno out of Relincore, or vice versa, but I don't believe that. So I have a that it was probably made to try and keep whatever infestation or plague is within Relincore from getting out, but it did, and it is now
Opposite. Opposite.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
Battle back.
It was built to keep, because it is a part of the backstory of the location, so it was known on Session 0. It was meant to keep whatever was in Relin, or not in Relincore, in Margnaw, contained and away from Relincore, so this way Relincore could keep their flower, known as a Rel.
Oh, but it did.
But it still consumed.
It
still consumed the land, and it still destroyed every flower.
Okay. Right. Yeah.
Yep.
So shit's fucked. But
Yes, shit's fucked.
I mean that's pretty much the essence of it. After
also, just in case you weren't paying attention, Adelbax's kin guard the mountains from any armed incursion. The mountain pass into the deeper into Margnaw. That's where his family defends and doesn't let any armed incursion through.
For a moment. Honestly, though, I'm a little uncertain because I know that the guy said that in order to try and be the person who would have the rings, they or like the original like.
And actually, I'm going to butt you in on there. You actually told me in last session that we were in that it was your father who made that commission, not your mother.
Did I?
You did.
I don't remember.
As to, because I wrote your dreams pretty much the day after that session, and the point of the second dream having your father in it was because you mentioned your father.
Okay.
So I wrote it literally after that session, so that's why your father was in it. So yes, the rings specifically you mentioned were because of your father. Otherwise, if it was your mother, it would have been your mother that knocked you over, not your father.
Okay, well, yeah, that might be my bad. I mean, it makes sense. Like the one thing I know for certain, I should probably write this down, but like one thing I know for certain because it is written down is the fact that it was Ren's mother that went to collect them.
Yeah, the mother probably collected them, but the father is the one that commissioned them and asked for them to be built, and also put the name in. So, for that reason, yes.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Okay. All right. Are we all good and caught up now?
I mean, yeah,
To be honest, we should probably do this every single time this happens.
We probably should, but you know, us, we like to.
There's just too much detail to keep up with by myself.
And knowing my brother, he put some stupid shit in like the most simplistic fucking place. Fucking.
None of us
realized there are a bunch of names I did not write down in my backstory. I'm a fix that.
Yeah, you gotta write those down. That's why I was like, you know what? I'm sick and tired of you guys forcing me to come up with these fucking names for everybody. I'm gonna do it back to you. So
yeah,
I
was
Ren,
I thought it,
give me a name. I need a name, and you're like, I don't know.
I thought I wrote it down. I mean, there is a reason why Ren is just so us about their name, but I won't get into it. Because
I love it. It was funny.
I left my backstory pretty open-ended because I wanted to let Shaw do what he wants with it.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm still a lot of. So the funny part about that, as to why it's really hard for me right now to come up with both Bips, Adelbex, and yourself, is because you guys joined in pretty late, and I had a lot of this stuff already built for pretty much Ren, Zook, Thorin, and Mika. Mika was a part of that.
I'm probably pretty easy to incorporate because we're going to my homeland. Like, I assume we're heading to my homeland.
You had an easy time for me to set up to go to that, so you are pretty well integrated already with the story, which is great. But when it comes to Bips and Rhyme's story, it's really hard right now for me to incorporate something. I have to figure out when and where I can incorporate something for them.
Why am I starting to get the feeling that Adalbax is the main character?
He's not.
Gosh dang it.
Main character? I'm just good at doing talking.
Bro,
as long as I don't get an email that's school related and get distracted.
I'll be completely honest. The way I'm trying to build this campaign is I'm trying to make everyone the main character.
Yeah, that's why I try not to do all the talking, because I know
every single person is a main character for what their focus is. Like, as an example, Thorin hasn't actually built his power up yet, and actually came to the start of his story. Ren is pretty much day one start of story. Adelbach's pretty much a day one start of story, and once again with Crouton hasn't even came up with their story part yet, because we haven't even gotten to them. So right now it's mainly 4 people in the party that have stories going on as of this moment in time. I'll be honest, it's Zook, it's Adelbach, it's Thorin, and it's Ren. The other 3, technically speaking, Crouton hasn't gotten there yet, and I still have to figure out what I want to do with both Bips and Rhyme.
Yep. If you need me to come up with, like, more detail for my backstory, just let me know.
You're open to come up with anything. Like I said, the backstory, when it comes to your backstory, you can go into full detail with your backstory, because it's yours. I should not have influence on your backstory, unless if you honestly want me to. As an example, my brother wanted some influence from me on how to do his backstory, and I've come up with a couple things for his backstory that kind of ties in with how the world is going in the world building. And I haven't yet incorporated it into the main story because we haven't had an instance where I can actually push forward and set his backstory to go forward and make it a thing. But once that point in time happens, it's going to happen. You guys will know when it happens, and it'll be interesting as hell. So. But for sure, 100%, Ren's backstory is in effect right now, and essentially a lot of the stuff that's happening is around Ren. Adelbach's backstory is kind of conflicting with Ren's right now, which is hilarious. And Zook's backstory is completely in a whole nother world as to why Zook is not with the party right now.
Zook is just doing his own thing, bro. Zook is his own beast.
To be fair, Adelbach's, aside from Bips and Thorin, Adelbach's either dislikes or distrusts most members of the party.
Hey, what about Rhyme? She ain't done nothing.
Let's go refer back to my notes.
Yo, who does Adelbach dislike the most? Aside from Zook.
It's somewhere between Ren and Crouton.
Let's go!
Hey, remember that? Remember when they were mutilating corpses to search them and torturing that one guy? Yeah, Adelbach didn't like that.
Damn.
Yay! Rhyme's done nothing wrong. She.
Actually, Rhyme participated in the torture.
No, she didn't.
So far, the only people
questioning. She was questioning him, not torturing.
Do you want to know the great thing about playing a chaotic neutral character in a good setting? Is that you can do the right thing without giving a fuck about what people think. So I just don't care. If you wanna complain about it, then cry and piss.
Only characters that Adelbach has any positive.
Him saying Rhyme took place in the torture when she literally just asked him questions.
She didn't speak up against it, and Adelbach wasn't about to start an argument with the whole party.
Yeah.
Right
Technically,
now, Ren...
if Rhyme was against it, just like technically speaking, Bips and Thorin actually were against it, Rhyme would have been against it as well, and to be on the good side of Adelbacks, but Rhyme did not.
Yeah,
So
Thorin.
That's what Rhyme is saying.
Thorin, it's like
kind of is
Thorin
just like
is
kind of staying away. He was standing there, but he was kind of like saying.
Thorin is currently second place in terms of how much Adelbacks likes them.
Yeah.
Also, he doesn't trust Zov at all. Zov's a shifty assassin type. He doesn't trust him at all.
Understandable.
I mean, Ren's just willing what they gotta do, and I mean, if Ren or if Zov is a shady guy and is willing to say shady things that he wouldn't want us repeating, you know, odds are that he'll be telling Ren shady things if they need it.
Yep. So I think we got everything caught up and everyone's got the information, so this way they can make sure on the next session that everyone that is coming into the party. I'm sure you'll do a
recap too, because you will have to get.
I will have to do a recap. I will do a recap. I'll have to do it. I technically will have to do a recap of both sessions that happened.
Yeah, so. Of Ben and Ellie. Get Ben and Ellie and Mika on the same
Ellie. Yeah, Ben, Ellie. Well, here's the funny part, is I technically don't have to say too much with Ben. Because Ben, I'm not going to say what happened during his session, unless you guys were watching it. But Ben got some information, too.
Oh, I like being in the dark. It makes it more authentic.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, because if you guys watched this scene yesterday, essentially, I'm not going to say it, but I gave Ben some information too that was pretty interesting.
I'm gonna watch it when I get the internet for it, because obviously I'm on data right now, so...
Yeah, so... But, yep, there was some juicy information for Ben, and so the only two people, in a sense, that don't have any information, and or if they're staying authentic to not watching the actual streams for the information, would be Ellie and Mika. And if they do watch, they can still be authentic.
Well, they'll need to be caught up on what was in our session, at least.
Yep, they will. I think for that session beginning, I think I'll just have all of you guys speaking with both of them to kind of give them that information as party members, rather than, because there was 2 sessions with 2 different outcomes, and you guys in the session knowing what happened, it would be beneficial for you guys just to kind of like speak what happened yourselves. So that's why I gave you this time to like talk about it and converse with each other and kind of say what happened during the session. So this way, when the session comes in next session, this way you guys can actually do that recap in character form to each other.
Yeah.
I think that would be a lot more better than having me being the voice of heaven telling everyone, hey, this is what happened exactly to the T. Whereas if you guys were all together, I would understand myself just giving you guys that heavenly, hey, this is what happened during the session. This is why you guys are caught up. So, I'll let you guys do that at the beginning of next session. I'll just say, okay, here is the session. Go ahead and say what happened for the last session for both of you guys. And then I'll just let you guys talk. Once I feel like enough information is given, or if all the information is given, or if there's missing information, I will make sure I mention it as well. And then we'll just go from there. Once again, just to reiterate, session is not next week. I have to have time to build the dungeon, so session will not be next week.
Yes, we can kill him. Watch me double crit the boss. Let's double crit the boss this time. I will roll 2 crits, and it will be glorious. No, I find that highly unlikely to happen. Like, but Josh, I can picture it now. We get into the boss fight, and it comes to my turn, and Shaw's there quaking in his boots, waiting for me to unleash.
Oh, if you think I'm quaking in my boots, let me just tell you. I've already told what I've done to our resident one who watches. And let's just say that he thought it was the funniest fucking thing that he's ever heard.
Hmm.
I see.
So, we'll see if I'm actually quaking in my boots. As of right now, for everyone on stream, thank you guys for watching. I will be here. I probably won't be here next week. I don't really know. My stream schedules are fucked, so I will try to be on if I can. I don't think I will, though. Yeah, bad stream schedules. But for sure on the 15th of February is when we're going to have session 6. So make sure you guys are set for that date, and I'll see you guys then. In the meantime, this is Shaw. Everyone else in the party can also say that goodbye to everybody.
Bye.
This is Shaw. I'm out of here.
See you later.